I didn't want to have to touch this. I didn't even want to have to look at this topic. I didn't want to have anything to do with it. For the last couple of days, I've been busy working, and this came up in my sort of feed, and I was like, no way, this can't be a thing. What are you talking about, Ash? Essentially, on February the 3rd, War Thunder announced a new auction system within the game. And it's not particularly within the game, it's a sub-side part of the marketplace, which was already a subject of contention, considering you can already get items from that. This is the auction. An auction is a way to distribute player-created content in addition to trophies. We'll select a few more pieces of work for those included in them, and blah 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 blah. Go on to explain how auctions work and how the auction rules are, but War Thunder doesn't need an auction. I'm pretty sure the marketplace allows you to buy skins, titles, various other decorators and items, and some of the other content creators for the marketplace get a little bit of a commission off skin sales from the various crates and different other things. Stoner goes to say, we released the auction house with the intention of making an experimental feature, experimental my ass, aimed to support community content creators, and they will get a percentage from the total sales as a reward, which again they already do. And we may add other cosmetic items. Okay, so vehicles, potentially? Purpose of the auction house is to provide an opportunity to purchase cosmetic items without the interest of having to rely on luck. I'm pretty sure auction house is luck, considering you put the items at 100 items. We'll go through that in a second, and it's just, yeah, 100 pieces, and this is just horrible. Absolutely horrible. This shouldn't exist, period. Now, I get it. If you want to have some cosmetic items, that's fine. If you want to feed us the scarcity of digital products, go for it. And especially ones that are likely to be, well, unconfirmed if they're AI generated. But here is the marketplace. You can click on the War Thunder, you can go through, you can have a look at things. There's keys for crates that you can unlock skins, there's vehicles, there's decorators, there's a whole heap of different things. And this is already existing on the marketplace. Fair enough. If you wanted a vehicle, if you wanted a particular skin, buy a few keys, buy a few crates, and away you go. No problem, no hassle. You know, this has been in the game for a couple of years. This feature, little auction house, is brand new. And you put in bids on items, and you can get a selection or a chance, if you still have the winning bid, to get an item. Now, there are only 100 lots or 100 items available. It ends at a certain set period. They set the auction date, they set the auction time. You got 5 days. It's already up to $56. That's Gaijin coin, which is tied to the US dollar per sort of, you know, dollar. And essentially, this is a skin. Year of the Snake for the VT4A1. And then there's a J10 Year of the Snake as well. That's up to $55 for the current bid. Now, if we go down here, just remember that the bid increments were 1 Gaijin coin. There was only 100 pieces. You see where I'm going with this? It's a little bit ridiculous. Get ready till you see the frame. A frame that goes around your icon. $127. This is where we're going, and this is the test. Holy fuck, they've gone mentally sideways. This is just another one of those things. It's another monetary item and a sort of a predator. Like, I'm losing my words. That's how angry I am. And I don't often get this heated. When I'm normally this angry, it's usually, okay, let's calmly, collectively do it. But let's get into their response. Official statement, and it reads, from Stoner, we released an auction with the intention of making it an experimental feature. Experimental my ass. Aimed to support the community content creators. Okay, but that was already existing within the marketplace because they got a cut revenue share of the skins they created. Anyway, they go on to say, items that will be offered for sale will be made by content creators, and the authors of these will get a percentage from the total sales as a reward. Okay, so similar to what you do already, and similar to the vehicles and the custom vehicles you get put in game, as well as some of the other things. And then it goes on to say, we may add other cosmetic items besides the ones that are currently available during the auction testing period. The purpose of the auction is to provide an opportunity to purchase cosmetic items my ass, of interest without having to rely on luck. I'm pretty sure the marketplace was a good place to get things so you didn't have to rely on luck. You just bought it outright and then you had that item. Auction places, I don't understand. And then it goes on as well to give the opportunity to receive a reward that corresponds, and I just think it's a load of rubbish. Now, the original marketplace was intended to allow you to buy modifications for your vehicles, like extra fire extinguishers, extra maneuverability, a speed booster, various other items that they tried to do. This is early on in the marketplace's, well, evolution. And the player base, for the first time in, in existence, this is back probably 2018, came together and said, Gaijin, no. This is not on. We're not having our vehicles, outperform each other by, who can pay for an extra fire extinguisher. And here we are with an auction house that is claimed to be cosmetic items, and the real concern from the community has been, when are they going to start implementing vehicles? Now, after the last boycott, you think they would have learned a lesson. They came out publicly with a roadmap to say that this is all the fixes and the changes and all the implementation that they were going to put in. And then the 1st of 2025, which wasn't on the roadmap at all, they announced an auction house. Can you see why the player base is a bit divided and a bit angry about this? Because essentially, here is that roadmap that's supposed to address some of the issues and make the player base happy. The player base proceeds to remove their negative reviews. That's it, we got them. Scrap it, let's release the new feature. It's a bit of a stab, and while they are claiming it's purely for cosmetics, I won't believe it because Gaijin's track record is absolutely shot through. It is horrible. And just a reminder, even though I have a 3% off decal, some of the vehicles in this game are bloody expensive. There's no ifs or buts about that, because considering that there is full-on video games you can buy and active whole modules and DLCs and campaigns for various other games you can get for not even a third of the price of a single premium vehicle, this game doesn't need an auction house. And even though I have an affiliate link with them, the 3% off that you get for some vehicles, well, it's only a few dollars at most. It's still a massive laugh, and this auction house doesn't need to exist, period. The concern wasn't the cosmetic items. It wasn't the AI-made profile pictures and the various other shit you try and sell us to make us feel good, or the decals, or any of the decorators. That's fine. What people have a problem with is if you have a unique vehicle, like is what on screen, put up there specifically for fear of missing out, or FOMO. That is what we're concerned about. This is what this game does not need, as if the events and current events aren't enough as is. The official statements by Gaijin haven't really diluted the water. In fact, they've just added to the poison. The fact that the marketplace already exists doesn't make sense to have an auction house. You're only copying wargaming strategy of milking the community drive some extra cash. There is no reason for this. Scarcity of digital goods, especially ones that are likely confirmed to be AI art or various other dubious sources, means that you're making an absolute killing of things that could have been done in 2 minutes in Photoshop, and yet you're not willing to fix the various hordes of other game issues that plague the game currently, for example, like the server issues. Of course, there's a horde of other issues too that I can think about. Bomber cockpits is one of them that I really want. I would like some at least basic bomber models and for the cockpit placeholder to be removed. It's no excuse to have a brand new vehicle in a battle pass, for example, like the HE-177, and not have a cockpit for that particular aircraft. It's beyond me. The focus on copy-paste slop as well recently has been a big sort of point of contention. People are quite bored with that. The Battle Pass itself is a lackluster content filled with horrible rewards and various other things. And it's bug-filled copy-paste updates that tend to focus on introducing 5 or 6 of the same vehicle just for the sake of doing it. Yet every nation could have their own unique vehicle, but we've chosen not to because it costs us less money. Now, do I like the cosmetics on the auction house? Sure. They're cool, but they're no different from the other skins and no different from any of the other items you can get in the marketplace existing currently. And if you want to get a decal from a content creator, that's another area you have to go and buy something for. And if you want to get a custom skin or a pre-order skin, oftentimes you have to pre-order a vehicle for that. Sometimes that comes with a fancy title. There's a lot of monetary issues with War Thunder at the moment. I feel like we're in the late stage of the game now. I do feel out of the loop with War Thunder most times, and I hate making videos like this because this game, well, it's a big part of who I am. It's a big part of everyone's lives, really. At the end of the day, it is a video game, but to me, I've always had a passion for aircraft, and I've always wanted to really collect all of them and showcase, you know, an immense amount of grinding. Even though as a content creator I get free stuff, it still doesn't make it the deep feeling of the gameplay or just the way the game feels any better. So hopefully we see a 2025 roadmap, and I don't know if they'll end up by removing this feature, because honestly, the auction house should not be a part of War Thunder for obvious reasons. It's a predatory mechanic, and you know, that's it, I'm done.